Let's stay with that story now. We can get more now live from Washington, D.C. and speak to Dave Levinthal, Editor-at-Large at the Center for Public Integrity. Dave, good to talk to you again. What are you making of it so far?
Another dramatic day here in Washington, D.C., as we expected. And unlike some Senate proceedings, this has been very one-sided and one-sided by design. This is the Democrats' opportunity to make the case against President Donald Trump and make the case not only to other senators, most of whom's mind have already been made up, but basically to the public for hours and hours on end that Donald Trump has done something that is impeachable and Donald Trump has done something that, in their opinion, is worthy of his removal from office. At the crux of that we heard in many forms and many fashions today is the notion that Democrats believe he abused the power of his office and has basically tried to, in their opinion again, gone and tampered with the election that's coming up in 2020 by using an abuse of power move to go ahead and ultimately tip the scales in his favor.
Which, of course, he and his party deny. David, does see that some more moderate Republicans did move the Senate Majority Leader away from some of his more restrictive plans for the trial, but there is no real likelihood, is there, that more of them will cross party lines to remove a president of their own party from office?
And these were just little moves around the margins. They really didn't speak to the material issue at hand about whether Donald Trump is guilty of the two articles of impeachment that are before the U.S. Senate or should be acquitted on those two articles of impeachment. Absolutely. Right now, at this point, it would be effectively inconceivable for Senate Republicans to turn on Donald Trump in the midst of this trial and do something that basically all of them have said they wouldn't do, which is vote for one of those two articles of impeachment. Yes, there may be one or two Republican senators who would consider doing that, but this is going to be a party line affair, and unless something monumental was to happen in these next couple of weeks, Donald Trump will still be president of the United States when this impeachment trial is over.
Dave, 21 years ago, Democratic Party President Bill Clinton was facing impeachment. Do you see meaningful comparisons?
Of course, there are meaningful comparisons just by virtue of the fact that have only been 3 impeachment trials in U.S. history, but there are some major differences, too. Probably the most notable one is that when Bill Clinton was facing his impeachment trial, there were some Senate Democrats who were considering voting against Donald Trump. Republicans this time around, Donald Trump doesn't have that problem. Again, all Republicans really are lining up behind him in a major, massive way and are going to make a very strong case when it's their turn and when they have the floor in the U.S. Senate to go and basically say that this is, in their opinion, a hoax, a sham, that this is Democrats playing politics. But then again, impeachment, it's a political affair. It's not a judicial affair. It's not a legal affair in the sense of being in a court. This is something that constitutionally is designed to be a partisan affair and a political affair, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Dave Levinthal at the Center for Public Integrity, thank you very much.
My pleasure.